We're live. All right, 1.5 today we're going to look at translating sentences into equations. I'm just going to write them out and we're going to go through. Yesterday we looked at some of the different words and what operations they use. So this one says twice the sum of a number and 4 is 10. My biggest key for advice on these is let's find that word is on all of these. Because the word is the place where we can divide it in half, have one side on the right, one side on the left. Gives us a good starting point. Is, we said yesterday, means equal. So then this part, that's simple now, 10 is 10. So we can go from there. Now we look for keywords to tell us about our operations, sum, product, things like that. The word and, it's not, well, we've got some and kind of grouped together to mean and or plus. So we have plus, and then this one's a little bit different. The sum of a number and 4. So we have the sum of a number and 4 is this part right here. Now we have twice that. What does twice mean? So we're going to times this by 2. Do we have to put a dot right there? No. So I'm going to rewrite it a little bit closer, but we have twice the sum of a number, and then that is or equals 10. They're not asking you to solve any of them today. All we are doing is writing them so we get to practice. Once we see it, we can write it as an equation and eventually solve it. But today it's practice taking the sentence, putting it into an equation so that eventually we can solve. All right, 3 less than the number. This time they tell you what the variable is 12. So 3 less than the number x is 12. So again, here's our is equals 12. Less than, what's that mean? Means subtract, but remember it also means we've got to flip our order. So we have 3 and we have x. So we're subtracting those two, but we have to flip the order. So 3 less than x is 12 or equals 12. And obviously that would be what? 15. But for today, they don't want us solving. They just want us setting up. Just the practice of setting them up repeatedly. Right. Next one, they give us a picture with some dimensions. It says use the figure and information below to write an equation involving x. So they tell us the perimeter is 14, and they give us this as well. So 2 sides are 4 and 1 side is x. How do we find perimeter in a figure? In a figure, how do we find it?
Yeah, I don't think
we add them all up. It's the distance around. So we would have x plus 4 equals 14. So it's a drawing, but we could again make an equation from the drawing. So that's all we put on that one. We could simplify it and put x plus 8 equals 14. But these basically are the same thing. And example 5, it says choose a variable to represent the number described by the words in parentheses. Write an equation that represents the given information. It says the distance traveled in 3 hours of driving was 240 kilometers. They want us to find the hourly rate. So this was going back to, we've got distance, we've got time. They want us to find rate. So we want to use this equation where this distance, rate, and time. So we can plug in there. What is our distance? How far did they drive? 240 kilometers. This is example 5. The rate is what we're trying to find, and then they drove for how long? 3 hours. And so if we simplify, we could have 3R. We don't need our units in there anymore. So that's our setting up again. It's not solving, we are only setting up today. All right. So over on page 20, written 20 and 21. Let's start. It's 7, no, 5, 5 through 25, 5 through 27 odd. 5 through 27 odd written exercises.
That goes to page 22.
Page 22.
21, 22.
So page 20 starts on there.
Are you right?
5. Number 5 starts on page 21. You're correct. Okay. Over to 25 on page 22. Do the odds 5 through 27.